Hey, Cheese. Welcome back to the studio. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm doing great. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. I actually was out morning walk and then I ended up going to Oto's. It's a Japanese market with my mom and my sister, my niece, and her little baby, beautiful Presley. But I did a walk with the family like I've been doing in the morning. And then we went to Oto's and then we went to the Asian bakery as well. So it was a full day. And then, not to mention, I ate a few of the bakery items and passed out on the couch. And then the alarm went off and said, "Oh, you got 15 minutes to get in the studio." So if I sound a little groggy and tired, it's because I am.
Aw, well, I'm just so happy to hear that you're having glorious walks with your family. It just makes my heart warm because loved the Bay Area, Walnut Creek. It's not like you didn't have good people surrounding you there and that sort of thing, but I love hearing that you're going out for walks with the family and spending time with them. And it's exactly why you moved there to be close to your mom and your sister and the
The
nieces.
family.
And yeah, so
Yeah,
I'm
so we're gonna go walk in the morning again tomorrow too, so it's kinda nice to get together and do that, and the one thing that we go to is a Japanese grocery store. It's called Otto's, OTTO, and it's in Sacramento. We go
mhm.
because, every day except for on Sundays, they have, bento boxes. You know how bento boxes in Japan is, like, a big deal because there's, like, rice and your meat and your veggies, and they make a bunch of different types of bento boxes, and we rush to get there so you can get the bento box you want. 'Cause they just set them all out, you have to grab the ones that you want, and also, like, sushi, packs of sushi, you grab what's
Yum.
available, so we went and did that, and I always say to myself, "Okay, who's gonna win? Is it gonna be me or Oto's?" Oto's always kicks my ass because I always end up with a $200+ bill when I leave. But if you haven't been anybody has not been to Oto's in Sacramento, it's definitely worth. In fact, Cheese, when you come visit me, if we can make it up to Oto's one of the days, I would love to take you up there. It's an experience. Um,
Yay.
yeah, yeah. So, cool. Well,
Count me in.
how was your day and, what's been up with you?
You
How's the
know
feet working out?
oh god, I mean, I'm driving like a machine. I'm so excited
Good,
to be back out in the world, and I'm on a little physical therapy. I gotta do my walkabouts, but, I'm so happy. That
good.
and last 2 Fridays, I got for Christmas, I got Addie it's called Candlelight. Basically, it's a strings kind of not orchestra, but, like, maybe 4 people who play the strings, and
Mm.
it's candlelight, so all these candles littered around the area, and it was at the Phoenix Art Museum, and then last
Oh,
night I went
cool.
to the Phoenix Zoo with Amber. Same idea, candlelight strings, but on
Are these, like,
Addie's
inside a
night
building, or is it in
so
a yeah.
it was kind of an amphitheater inside a
Uh-huh,
building for the Phoenix Art Museum, and then
uh-huh.
similar, but outdoors for the Phoenix
Cool,
Zoo. So that's kind of they've seats going down towards where their candles are. But on
cool.
Addie's night, they did the strings they played Queen and the Beatles. So
Oh,
songs
that's
so they
I
had
love
like
the
We
yeah.
Will Rock You," and they'd have the audience kinda boom, boom, kind of,
Mhm.
get involved. And then last night was hip hop.
Oh,
And
nice.
so Amber and I went to the hip hop one at the zoo. I will say I was pleasantly surprised by Queen and the Beatles. I really loved it. The hip hop, I didn't like it as much, and I think Amber agreed because you just didn't have the beat going as much when you're playing the violin. You can't really
That's
get that
hard
hip hop,
harder, yeah.
but, it was
That's
fun, and we had
clever,
a good
though. Yeah.
yeah, we had a good time, and tonight I'm going out with some or not out, we're gonna do a movie night in with some girlfriends,
Nice. Well,
and then tomorrow I'm
enjoy.
going to lunch with Jason and Jesse and Nicole, so I'm looking forward to it.
Very good.
Yeah,
You're
having
getting
fun.
out. You keep the lion in the cage, she starts to
Oh,
roar.
yeah, no, yeah, she's out. I gotta get out, but
I love well, that's awesome. Well, hey, listen, we got together because we wanted to do a quick audio podcast. We haven't done a binging in a while. This would be volume 5, right, for us? I'll let you kick off. What are we gonna be talking about? What binging? Because we decided we wanted to talk about some shows that we've both mutually watched, and we could just chat about our opinions and thoughts without giving too much away, right? So we picked a couple of fun ones. I'll let you kick off the first one. I know that we pulled up something here, so we're gonna go off this little list that we created, right?
right.
And let's start it off, Cheese.
Yeah, so
What's
this
what's up?
first one,
Mhm.
is new pretty relatively new on Netflix, so it's one of the ones that they're kinda trending and I think both of us were like, "Hmm," watched it separately,
And
but,
the title even catches, like, his
yeah,
and hers, like,
his and
"What?"
hers. So, basically, his and hers is set in a quiet, seemingly ordinary town, and they basically have a mysterious incident that kind of draws this married couple into what is a psychological game of secrets, suspicion, and shifting truths. So the story
Mhm.
unfolds and there's competing perspectives, definitely a familiar setting where there's a pressure cooker forcing you to question truth, bias, and who you believe. It's twisty, it's tense, it's messy, and it really proves reality depends on who's telling the story. Trust
Yep.
is never guaranteed
Yeah.
with
Yep.
his and her. So we both watched this. Tony,
Yes, we
what do you
have, we
think?
have, and you know how they always say everybody's perspective is reality to them, and I gotta tell you, what point without giving too much away, right? We were trying to
Yeah,
talk about this stuff because we want
right.
people to watch it, and I think it definitely is worth the watch, and at what point I got a question for you. Did you
Yeah.
realize you couldn't trust your own judgment?
I'm gonna say the very last episode was where I
Oh,
was,
god.
"Oh, shit.
Yeah. That's
I"
true, I feel the same way. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah,
Like,
so
I felt that way too, like, I was like, I thought I already had it, I knew who it was,
Oh,
right? And then you're like,
yeah.
flip the script, and they're like, "What?"
Yeah, so how often did you change your mind about who you believed
Multiple
the
times,
killer
girl.
was?
Well, at first, they kick it off where you believe it's one person, and
Right.
thought it was her for the longest time, right? It's her, I'm not gonna give who it is, but then it flipped multiple times, and I gotta tell you, I always had a feeling who it was, and I was completely wrong.
Yeah, and remember, I was like okay, I had watched it first, so I was like, "Tony, remember the point at which you feel like you've got it nailed, and I wanna know when,
Yes,
you
right, you
did."
did, yeah.
And,
You
'cause
got my
I
text, and I'm
know
like, "It's
I
this
know
person!"
I know, and I was like, "Oh my god," when she was saying that, I was like, "Okay, she's texting me who she thinks it is. How do I play it off? I don't want her to know that she's wrong, I don't want her to know that she's right,
You wanted
I
me
don't
to
wanna."
have the experience.
Yes, I wanted you to experience, so I just did a and you know me, I'm always, "Oh, love emoji," or I say something, I just did a like to
Yeah,
your
yeah.
comment.
Just so the listeners know, the people listening to the podcast, this is a limited series, right? It's got how many? I think 6 episodes, right, Cheese?
Yeah, yeah, yep,
And
about
it
that.
was on Netflix, right? So, did you find yourself sliding from one perspective more than the others, constantly flipping? Because I did. I flipped
Oh,
on
yeah.
situations and scenarios and what happened, how did this happen? There were some people on there I just did not like, you know?
Yeah,
In fact,
yeah,
sometimes I
and
didn't like the main character. You know what I mean?
and I brought this up to you, the red herring, like, this is something that,
Yes, that's
I
right.
learned about a long time ago, and I researched the red herring, so
Mhm,
basically herring is something that's been salted and smoked, so
mhm.
it turns
Yeah,
reddish and it gives a
yeah.
very strong smell,
Smell. Yeah,
and
that's
this was
funny.
written about in 1807 that they
Uh-huh.
would drag a red herring across a trail to confuse hunting dogs,
Ah,
pulling them off the scent of a rabbit or a fox, and whether or not it was commonly done in real life, the story stuck, right? And so it became a phrase or a metaphor
became a
for
phrase, yeah.
intentional distraction. It's in by the 19th century, red herring has been widely used in politics, rhetoric, and writing, and today it's especially common in, like, mystery novels, false suspects, baits in media, diverting attention, and everyday conversation, that's a red herring, so, like, for sure, in this show, there were red herrings, and I definitely was
Multiple,
hook, line,
multiple.
and sinker.
Yes,
Okay, so
yeah.
what did
But
this
hey, before
show
you go
reveal.
before you go any further,
Uh-huh.
your red herring has gotten me off the trail to thinking, "I wanna know more about the hunting stuff, so I'm gonna do more research later." Like
That's
this
cute.
whole how they came up with the idea. My dad was a hunter and a fisherman, and we did a
Uh-huh.
lot, but I love animals. I know you love animals too, but so now I didn't even know the history around how this came up. This is a great insight. Thanks for sharing that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Yeah, yeah,
Alright, so
yeah.
what did this
Let's get
show
back. Mhm.
reveal about how easily perspective and can
Gosh,
manipulate truth?
yep. For me, I gotta say, first of all, that's what makes this show kind of interesting, right? Because they plant all these little seeds. And how many movies or shows in general that you watch and they kind of plant a seed and it's not done that well, and then you're like, "Oh, I know," and then you go, see, I just knew it. At the end of the show, you're like, "I knew it," and then you're not that impressed with it. This one constantly manipulated my perspective,
Well, and that's the thing
constantly.
too. It's been said, perception is reality.
Mhm.
So you're just, "Oh, oh, yeah," and you're like, I'd be my brain would be working overtime to convince myself that that was now the killer. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
I get
exactly. This is like for a show where somebody really wants their brain to be taken for a ride.
it is. And honestly, it's not like it's the most I would not say, like, Oh
well
my god.
directed, well
No,
yeah,
no,
no,
it's a little bit cheesy.
that you're right, but it's more of a it trips me out how far off
Yes.
I was.
Yes, yes, and how many times I was like, "No, no. Okay, wait a minute," like, trying to figure stuff out.
Yeah, yeah. So did the twists feel earned or intentionally messy?
I felt like if you're a good writer, you're gonna look to throw your audience off into, like, the red herring kinda thing.
Mhm,
I felt that they were pretty earned. I didn't feel like they were intentionally messy, so I thought they were intentionally, they knew what they were doing. I didn't think it was
mhm,
very messy. I thought it was pretty well done, because you had several characters, men and women, his
mhm.
and hers, that could have been, the bad guy. So
Yeah,
I
yeah,
I felt
well,
like I
I
felt
gotta
that
say,
the twists were
this
earned.
so we had said that this is definitely a movie for somebody that first of all, it's has a little thrillerish kind of, right? It's very big on planting seeds and messing with your mind.
Uh-huh.
Um, there are a lot of characters I did not like, but you still couldn't turn your head away and you kept watching it.
Yep,
Right?
yep.
Well, so I do recommend to watch it. I mean, I'm a comedy and you're talking about a girl that likes Hallmark freaking shows, right? And
Uh-huh.
I like some intense dramas and thrillers, even some sci-fi stuff, like for
Mhm.
example, like a Stranger Thing, I can get in there. There's some darkness in this movie,
Mhm.
similar to that. And I'm normally not that I'm not really big on it, but I kept watching it. I would power through. I think it was like I said, it was 6 episodes, and I literally watched it was on a weekend, I watched all through the day, I binged, like, everything up to the 4th episode, and then I'm like, "Oh god, I gotta go to bed, it's 1 in the morning."
I got that text from you too. I thought that was
Oh,
adorable,
yeah. I go,
and I could
"Sorry, I know
not
it's late,
wait.
but"
Honestly, I feel like you went to bed when you only had 1 episode left, and I
maybe it
was
was
like,
1, I can't
"Oh
remember.
god,
Okay,
I
give it
cannot."
away, tell
'Cause
everybody what I did.
no, I only say that because I could not
I
wait, and
think
I
I
thought, "Oh,
did.
no,
Yeah.
she's gonna get up in the morning, and she's gonna go for a walk, and I'm gonna be waiting, like, all day to hear, like, her response to it."
Oh
Okay,
my god.
so did you feel like gender power how much did gender power or emotional bias influence who you believed? Yes. Like, there's 3
All of
different
it played it. It
influences.
all it
Yeah.
all it all
Yeah.
messed with my head. It
Right.
twisted so this like I said earlier, I think for somebody that wants to take their brain for a ride, and this is definitely a show for that. Like, I bet you and I can say to the audience, "We bet you can't figure it out
Yeah.
till the end. You'll be just
Yeah.
as shocked. You'll be just
Yeah.
as shocked."
So without giving anything away, what were
Mhm.
your feelings about Anna?
And so she was obviously the main character, and I had mentioned that I wasn't a big fan of hers in the beginning, and
Mhm.
as things went on, I started to understand her character, so I started to like her a little more, but I never really did like her at first. I just you know what I mean? Because I didn't know her full story,
Yeah.
and again, all this perspective, thinking she was it, and oh, maybe she did do it, and,
Mhm.
I questioned her a lot, so I didn't trust her, and that's probably why I
Yeah.
didn't like her.
Yeah. Yeah. She came across as edgy, bitchy,
Mhm.
was not a fan at first, but,
No, me either. Yeah, yeah,
um
so, well, should we wrap this up because we have another one we wanna do, but,
yeah. So
would you recommend this to any friend with
I
a
would s
warning?
I I would say I would recommend this to a friend,
Mhm.
and the warning would be, I think you'll
Put your
enjoy it.
seatbelt on your brain.
It's a little cheesy,
It is.
but it will give you some, some mental gymnastics fun, like for like a just a nice binge.
Yes, yes,
What
yeah.
about you? Did the ending make you want answers or space?
I would say more not space because I gotta say, I was so surprised and shocked that it was more like, "What? What?" And it made sense, it does make
Yeah.
sense,
Yeah.
right? Without giving anything away, but I
Right.
was sadly disappointed.
Yeah.
Not in a
I know.
negative way, not in
Yeah.
a negative in a way that I wanted it to be somebody else.
You wanted to be right.
Yes, and I wanted to be right. So what are
S
we gonna give on the bitch
I'm
ratings?
I'm only gonna give it 3 kissies out of 5
Okay,
and,
okay.
same on the winks,
All
3
right, right.
winks
All right,
because
I'm probably gonna give it a little slightly more. I say 4 kissies out of 5 just because it tricked the shit out of me, and I think I always I'm a very good at judging character and figuring things out. My ego got a little hurt, So I'm gonna give it a 4,
Mhm.
but, the winks, I'll give it 3.5 winks. You got me.
Okay.
You got me.
Alright, yeah. I'm not, 'cause I know the ones that are 5s that where I'm, like, standing on my chair. I
Like the
can't get
next
enough
one
of
we're
it.
gonna talk.
Yeah, this one's definitely not to, like, not to spoiler alert, 5 kissies, 5 winkies.
Yeah, ahead of time. It's at all time one of my most favorite series, and I'm so happy that they're coming out with the is it season 4? It's season 4, right?
Yep,
That they're
yep.
coming out with? Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, do we dare say it? Do you want me to say it or do
Yeah,
you wanna
you're gonna
say it?
say it. You're gonna say it, girl.
Ted Lasso, my favorite. I gotta tell
Yee.
you, it's like my happy place. I just wish I could be best friends with him.
Oh, yeah. Like,
Just
talk about
feel
t
good
pulling
move
it's like
show.
music, pulling yourself out of a funk. Watch a little Ted
Yes.
Lasso, please.
Get a little Ted Lasso and bring your spirits up. I just love Ted Lasso. If you have not watched Ted Lasso, you have been behind the ball. Like,
Apple
when somebody
TV,
tells me
right?
they haven't seen it, "Are you kidding me? What, did you forget the memo?"
Ah.
Everybody's watched Ted Lasso, right? Well, for
So
those that
so talk
haven't,
about
you
it.
better.
Yeah. Tell the for those who haven't, give them a
Okay.
little
Well, Ted Lasso is an American sports comedy drama television series. Yes, and it's following a guy named Ted Lasso, an American college football coach who was hired to coach an English soccer team. That's right. Didn't know a link of soccer, didn't understand the culture or none of it. They hired him
How
and
many
he
countries are
yeah,
in this
yeah,
country?
yep, exactly, exactly. It's so funny. Okay, so the English soccer team whose owner secretly hoped his inexperience will lead to the failure instead of Lasso's folksy, optimistic leadership proves unexpectedly successful,
Yeah, so
right?
she wants him to fail, and
Yes, she wants him to
he's
fail
just
purposely,
so
and I don't know we wanna give it away, but there's a reason why she wants
no.
it to fail, so
Yeah,
if you
no, we don't wanna
haven't seen
tell.
it, we don't wanna give that up, and I want you to just embrace that whole feeling like we did. It was just it was a joyous ride. I was
Yeah.
so sad when episode 3 ended at the very end, but it ended so beautifully.
You know,
But
you
let's
say that,
let's
I just watched the end of it with Addie on Monday night, so just 5 days ago, I
yeah,
went to her
yeah.
dorm room. It was my very first time spending the night. We had a sleepover at her dorm room, so she's a sophomore, like, halfway through her sophomore year, and we decided just to have a girls' night, and I picked her up, we got some tacos, and then we had been binging Ted Lasso together, but we saved 2 episodes, so we watched those last 2 just this
Awesome.
week.
So that was it. Okay, so yeah. So I actually rewatched it a second time
Mhm, me
all
too.
over again. Yeah, you
Mhm.
too, right? So,
Yeah.
but then you guys saved those last 2 together,
I
rewatched.
I
Did she
had
watch it? Did Addie watch it before?
I rewatched all of it except I hadn't finished it before. So I
Oh,
rewatched everything, and then Addie picked up with me at some
got it.
point, and so I had not seen the finale at,
Okay. It was
season
beautiful,
3.
huh? Just
Yes,
yeah, warms your heart.
it does.
Okay, so here let's go. Like, so is Ted Lasso actually a sports show or a sneaky mental health show?
Okay, this
Let's talk
show
about
has the
that.
appeals of everything. It
Mhm.
has, like, I mean, I think of sports as, like, honestly, okay, you know me, I played sports all of my life. I played D1
Mhm.
soccer. I'm into sports like that.
Mhm.
I like watching it. I like playing. I really feel like it is an avenue for men in particular to let their emotions out. And I'm talking
Yeah,
like,
I
when the
agree.
highs of life and the lows of life, I honestly feel like men they're told to like squish their feelings in, like hold them in,
Oh, I see what
shove
you're
them
saying.
down.
Mhm.
And it's like an avenue for them to just let it
Release.
all out. Like they can
Release.
scream, like their team is doing well, their team's doing poorly. They can talk smack. And it's like all in the name
Encompassing.
of
Yeah.
competition and fun and athleticism, but I really feel at its core, it does something for the mental side of so to answer your questions, it's a sneaky mental health show in some ways because
Yep.
you're kind of watching, like, the
Yep.
coaching and you're
It
watching
sneaks
the
in there.
team, but you're also seeing there's the romance, there's funny moments, there's poignant moments. It's just everything all boiled into one. So I would say it's a sneaky mental health show
Yeah.
among all the other things, you know?
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I mean, it's for me, it's like you played more sports than I did. I did play team sports and also single sports where you're your own you're leading your own way. What I loved about it was the camaraderie and how everybody comes together. I love the warmth that Ted Lasso brings to the team and
Mhm.
the innocence, right? The innocence that he
Right.
has.
Oh, yeah.
All of it
Well, it
just
just comes
is
from such a
just so
empathetic,
oh my god, yeah.
lovely
Yeah.
so which character surprised you most by the end
Jamie
so far? Like
Tart. Jamie
season
Tart. He did.
so
He did. He
so
surprised me the
he had
most.
the best redemption arc is what you're saying.
Yeah, yeah, I believe he had the best redemption arc for sure,
I
and we
I
won't
think
get into why and all that because I don't wanna
yeah,
give it
no, no,
away,
no.
but he definitely at first, you're feeling like, "Oh god, this guy is so much ego, full of himself," and then, "Oh my god, so much growth." There are a
It's
couple of characters that have a lot of growth, even
it's
Ted, right?
honestly it's honestly like a lot of shows and honest it's the coincidentally, we
Mhm.
lost Catherine O'Hara today. She
Mm.
was famous for her work in Schitt's Creek, Home Alone, and Best in
Yeah.
Show, and
Yeah.
what a remarkable
Mhm.
actor. Like, I'm, sad to see her go. I really loved her, but, like, Schitt's Creek is another example of where the characters develop, where, like, they start out and you're like, "What the fuck?" And then eventually, it feels like a family. It feels like a cohesive unit, and they still have their quirks, their personality quirks, but it's just lovely how they kind of blend together, and it makes me not only envious of having Ted as a boss kinda thing or
Mhm.
coach, not that I don't have I've had wonderful bosses in my life and amazing coaches. I just love the family, how they're all workmates, but they all really seem to like to hang out together. Same thing with shrinking, right? They just love hanging out together, and I love that. It makes me feel so good, but I would honestly say the redemption arc that I think it was the most drastic was the little guy,
Nate
was it
Nate.
Nathan? Nate?
Yeah, Nate,
Yeah.
yep. Mhm,
He's
little
not
Nate.
my favorite character, but I think he went the distance.
Favorite just because of who he played as a character. Yeah,
As a
yeah,
character, I did
yeah,
not like him,
yeah, yeah,
at all, but I feel like he
yeah, he
came
bothered
the
me.
farthest.
Had a
Like,
selfishness to him, yeah.
ugh, yeah, he was
Like, a
easy to not
ugly
like.
selfishness.
Yep.
What he did to that sign, oh, that made me so
Oh, yeah.
mad.
Yeah.
Anyways, yeah.
So what TED quote hit you the hardest,
Hit the
Tony?
hardest, but my favorite there's multiple for me that he
Oh,
says,
yeah.
but I guess I'll just say one so I don't take up the entire show. "You say impossible, but all I hear is I'm possible."
So many good ones. The one that got Addie hooked on the show, she's not a big series person. She doesn't
Uh-huh.
have time for
Oh, she
that.
doesn't like ser okay. Yep.
She's not big on series. She gets hooked on so it has to be top notch, but the when he says, "Be curious, not judgmental."
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah, that
That
is
scene in particular
uh-huh.
that is surrounding that is probably the one that touched me the most, and there's so many scenes that you're just, "Oh my god, these are incredible," but that one, that's the one actually that I said, "Addie, hey, check this out," and that scene got her hooked. So, be curious, not judgmental.
What about when Ted Lasso taught them be a goldfish?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I loved it, and he'd bring it back. He'd bring some of his quotes back, right?
The reason why the goldfish is about memory. They have
Right,
short
right.
memories.
Yep, yep, but
So
he brought it back several
yeah.
times. There's a couple
Yeah.
times when he
Oh, yeah, no,
oh,
yeah,
yeah,
you're
yeah,
right, you're
yeah,
right.
yeah,
You mean
yeah.
multiple times throughout the
He
show,
yep,
absolutely, yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. Yeah, that's right. That's great. Which character do you relate to right now, Cheese?
Who do I relate to? I would say what's the cute little blonde's name?
Keely?
The oh, yeah,
Keely?
because the boys are always fighting over me, and I'm just kidding. No, I relate to her because I think she's earnest, she gets along with everybody pretty well, and, she really wants the best for people, she's
Yeah,
a
she's a sweetheart.
connector, and she gets along with the boss, and she's like a BFF,
No, she's a team girl. She teams for everybody. She's team everybody,
yes,
right?
yes, I think
Yeah,
yeah,
I do
so
love
that
that about her.
yeah. How about you?
Vulnerability, kindness. I would say it's between her and Rebecca. I love
Oh,
Rebecca's
yeah.
power. I love
Yep,
her strength.
I do
I
too.
didn't necessarily like the beginning where she was taking something out
Oh,
and doing that
yeah,
part is not my character. I
yeah.
like the strength and the leadership she has, and she is about the people she does love, and she promotes them.
She
Yep.
had her own
She
redemption
was
arc.
she yes, she did. Absolutely.
Yeah. Okay, so Tony, would you think Ted's coaching style would work in real life, or is it just for prime time
No,
TV?
I was learning stuff.
Mhm.
I wish that I knew somebody like a Ted Lasso who had constant optimism, hope, always seeing the bright side of things. Maybe it's too good to be true. You know what I
He
mean?
had
But
no ego. There
no
was
ego.
and it's
Very.
interesting because the reason behind it, you'll learn.
Of course, we don't wanna share.
It was almost like fearful of having an ego, like but again, back to being curious and not
Mhm.
judgmental. He just is a very curious, leader, and, oh god, did he bring out the best
Yeah,
in
and
me.
whenever I wanted to
He
smile,
brought
I
the
put
best
him
in
on.
me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
you
what I
know
mean,
what?
that's why when you're feeling like kind of blah, put on a Ted Lasso, I
Bah,
promise you, I
bah.
promise you, you will
So
feel better.
I think his coaching style would
Yeah.
absolutely work in real
Yeah,
life,
I believe
and
so too.
but keep in mind that it took, it was an evolution, right? At
Yep.
first, obviously, an American college football coach coming to coach an English
What
soccer
did we
team,
hear a
there's
lot of? "Wanka."
yeah, wanker. That's not a
"You
nice
wanka."
expression.
Yeah.
Not a nice expression.
So, okay, so is optimism a strength or a liability?
I'm gonna say that I feel that it's definitely a strength. However, probably are situations where it can be a liability. I'm gonna say
Elaborate,
I'd rather
elaborate.
be optimistic. Well, so as an example, someone's going through
Mhm.
something really challenging and hard and tough, and you're not that's not when you're gonna be, "Hey, look on the bright side."
Oh,
You've
yeah.
got
You have to be sensitive, yeah.
yeah, so, like, I think
Temperature of the room.
it's exactly the audience, the feel of what's going on
Uh-huh.
in the moment, and
I
but
see
I'd
that.
say in
Mhm.
general, I wanna lean towards optimism. I
Yeah.
always feel there's a hope in my heart that's always
Mhm.
there. It's ever present. Even when my in a shitty mood or, I'm sad or whatever, there's something in my heart that has, like, this hope. I would not
Mhm.
wanna crush optimism in anyone.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah,
you
absolutely.
agree? Okay.
Yeah, I agree, yeah.
Who do you think needed therapy the most besides everyone?
I know, I was gonna say everybody, but I would
Doesn't
say,
need it.
yeah, who didn't need it, right? I think the one I was thinking top of mind is Roy. Roy.
Oh, yeah, he's
Always, oh
hilarious.
my god, "Oi!" He's always,
Oh, god,
"Oi!"
I loved him though, God,
Yeah.
he was
No,
one of
no,
my
come
favorites.
on. I felt like he had such a tough exterior, and a lot of people needed it for their own reasons, but we all do in this world. Everybody in this world, everybody looks at therapy as a bad thing, and it's really not. My personal opinion was Roy. Who did you feel
Well, I'll
on your
say that
side?
if the scene "Be Curious, Not Judgmental" was the most pivotal scene to me, I really, I just remember it really well. There's one scene with Roy, and I agree with you about the therapy that stands out, and it has to do with his niece's bad breath, and
Yeah.
mark my words with I'm not giving anything away, but it is, like, one of my favorite scenes. And while I'd say he needs therapy, that's a scene where he definitely shows, empathy and
Yes, the
kindness
soft and
and
love.
in his own
His
way. Yeah,
way, in his way, in
yeah.
his old way,
But
that's
yeah, he
true.
probably he probably needs the most therapy.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So, listen, what moment made you unexpectedly emotional? I mean, other than the Roy part you just mentioned.
Yeah. Okay, so well, that made me laugh. God, there were so many where I would get choked up when the team would come together and
Those are
when they would
happy, like,
rally
joyous,
around
yeah,
each
mhm.
other or, just I don't know that I can
What
have
about the
any.
Ted part where he started having anxiety? Those parts really I was like, "Oh," like, I felt so bad for him, you know?
Yeah, I don't know that that was where I got choked up as much. I got choked up more when, someone got pulled out of a bad place by the others or, like the believe,
There were a lot of
like
emotions, like the what's
yeah,
his name? What was his
believe.
name? Oh my god, I always say his name wrong. He's the Nigerian, the
Oh, yes, God, I loved
oh,
him.
what was his name?
Well, he was
Anyways,
so good. He was so
he was
great.
such a good I mean, oh
Oh,
my
yeah, he was
god,
so
such
likable.
a very did the right thing, very kind-hearted, and when his restaurant, what happens to his restaurant, that part got me so sad, you know?
Yes. Yeah, he handled things very
Yeah,
beautifully. He did
did.
not need therapy, if you ask me.
No.
W
Wait,
would
before we
you
go on,
Yeah.
what did you think of Higgins? I just adored him.
Oh, yeah,
Oh
Higgins,
god, I
it
just
was us
adored him.
it was, like, unassuming,
He was the director.
uh
Yeah.
oh god, yeah, he was unexpectedly likable,
Oh
like,
my god, he was so fuzzy, you know what I
eh,
mean? He's like
yeah.
a big teddy bear, and this family and how they embrace the
Oh,
team and
yeah,
stuff. Oh
yes,
my
yeah,
god.
that's a side that I was just like, "Oh my god, I love this." He was diplomatic, he knew when to back away when he had said something he shouldn't, or
Yeah,
but anyway,
yes.
would you want Ted as your boss?
Of course I would. Who wouldn't want first of all, I told you I wanted him as my best friend,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Wish he was a
yeah.
friend I could hang out with every day. Like somebody you could just call, get some sweet, warm
Imagine
optimism
him as your boyfriend.
optimism. That'd be interesting. I don't know about a boyfriend though, you know what I mean? Because that's so funny. What was that lady that there was a lady that was friends with Rebecca, right?
Yeah.
That finds
Sassy?
him.
What's her name?
Sassy. Yeah,
Sassy.
sassy, sassy, yeah.
That's one of my old dog's name. I
That's
think
right.
that I would want Ted as a boss, absolutely. I think
Boss or
you and I,
friend.
though, you and I I've had historically great leaders,
Mhm.
and my current boss is amazing. So not about replacing, but yes, Ted would make a great boss.
You know how on Karate Kid, when the coach was like, "Wax on, wax off," and he had his own philosophies, right?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
and the boy was
Grasshopper.
like, "Why is he giving me all these directions?" And, and it all comes in the end, and so I would say that he's like the American Miyagi-san, you know what I mean?
Yes. Yes.
Anyways, okay, so let's flip it up a little bit,
Okay,
make it,
yeah.
well, not that it's not been fun. Team Roy Kent or Team Jamie Tart?
That is an excellent one. I'm gonna go Roy Kent.
Yeah, I 100%. I'm with you.
Yeah, I
Jamie,
love
I love you too,
Jamie.
my friend. Roy is a diamond in the rough.
Oh, yes. Alright,
Yeah.
so Rebecca in season 1 versus season 3, glow up of the decade, yes or no?
Yes. 100%.
Oh,
She definitely
absolutely.
glows up.
And by the way, phenomenal outfits, like
Oh my
she
god, phenomenal. She's fit and everything. She
oh,
is
I can't even I
beautiful
and
figure.
imagine this, as I'm rewatching this, I'm going through my foot surgery where I can't even wear high heels, and she's wearing these fucking heels. I'm
Oh
like,
my
"Oh
god.
my god, those heels look like
She's
they
always
would
perfectly
kill me."
done. Yeah.
Oh, her outfits were amazing.
Yeah, I
I
loved
loved her
her.
style.
Yes, me too, 100%. Which character would you want most as your friend?
Oh,
Everybody's
I'm
so I
act
like a lot of
I'm
people, but
yeah, I like a lot of people. I think I'm gonna go with Roy Kent.
oh, good for you. I would say I like Roy Kent, but I still sticking with Ted as my friend.
Ted, yeah, you're right. Ted's such a he's a winner.
He is definitely a
Um,
winner.
who annoyed you at first but won you over?
Jamie
Yeah,
Tart, yeah, I would say
yep,
that's
I
my
think
pick. Who was
yeah,
yours?
well, I would say Jamie Tart
Does he
annoyed me
win
at
you
first.
over? The end,
Yeah,
yeah,
but yeah, I'd say that's the best pick.
yeah. So, what'd you think? We're talking from the ending of season 3 because
Mhm.
season 4 is coming up. Did the show stick the landing?
Yes, I'll say this, where the first his and her 3 kissies or whatever,
Mhm.
this one, oh my god, I couldn't get enough of every single there was only one episode actually. Who was Ted Lasso's US coach? The coach that came over with him?
Oh,
Beard.
oh, Coach Beard. Oh
Beard,
my
okay.
god, we didn't even talk about him.
There
He's
was
great.
one oh, he was awesome, but there was one episode with Beard that just did not work for me at all. I
The
felt
one where
like
he went off on his own?
yes,
And
I wonder
yes, that
if
was a little strange.
I literally I wanna look it up and I wanna see if somebody else directed that one just for like they wanted to have fun with it. That is the only episode out of every episode that I did not enjoy,
Kinda
whereas
drug out a little bit longer.
every single other episode so good, and the landing, they stuck the landing, no problem. Game of Thrones, the season finale, not so much. I mean, I
Yeah.
rewatched that one over as well. I can't say enough good things about that ending. I think it worked out just as it should have. No disappointment for me.
Mhm.
So, did you think same?
Yeah, I felt the same way. I felt that it drug on. I didn't like the part where he got down that alleyway, what happened to him, and,
Yeah,
I didn't like
yeah.
watching that, and I was worried about him, but it did I mean, it just showed you his quirky side, right? But it played out a little longer than I wanted it to. Otherwise, I do find him interesting, and then the gal he's dating, oh my god, that's another story, but yeah,
Yeah.
anyways, but I
So
agree
what
with you.
lesson in wrapping up, like, what question from Ted Lasso are you actually trying to live by?
Well, there's another saying that he says, "Success is not about the wins and the losses. It's all about helping these young fellas to be the best versions of themselves, being a coach and a mentor." Some of the actions that I take, hopefully, I'm able to give to others in some actions that I do and live by some of the words that you say. I'm always women supporting women, and I'm hoping that women will also see some of the things that I'm doing that maybe they will also do the same. The lessons I would say is the support and giving good leadership as best as you can. I will take mentorship and coaching and leadership. I could always use it. And I'm open minded to people watching shows or listening to podcasts, listening to a quick blink list of ideas and gaining from it, also sharing, and hopefully other people will take from what I can put out. So, coaching and mentorship is what I would say.
Yeah,
But what about you?
I would say I think more of the words like the believe, the curiosity. I wanted the patience that he showed depicted at all times. I really like some of the silence where something would be said and his face almost he was such a good actor, Ted Lasso, you'd see in his face what he was thinking or his reaction versus hearing
Yeah.
it. So, I really think that for me, what I'm trying to live by, I love me some cheese. Let's not kid ourselves. There's patience I need to extend to others and myself. I think, sometimes I beat myself up and I can get upset and lash out. And I think patience would be a good one. And just that curiosity versus judgmental really appeals to me. So I definitely want to be a better human. And it is inspiring to watch this show.
Yeah, it's very inspiring for sure. If you haven't watched it, I'm telling you, it's one of those kind of series that you watch the first episode and you're like, okay, well, I want to see the second one. And then you're 4 or 5 episodes in, you're like, God, I got to go to bed. It's late.
Right.
Because it's just, they're so good.
Yeah. The marathon is real with this
Yeah,
one.
for sure. 100%.
No disappointment.
Yeah. As we wrap this up, do we want to talk about some tidbits that we hear about the new 2026 summer
Oh,
release?
yeah, so we're so excited because it's coming like, season 4 is coming out in summer of
It's
this
been a
year.
while. Yeah. It's been a couple years, right? 2
Yeah, I
years?
don't I don't honestly know because I get off on tangents, so I don't know, but I'm excited. We're still gonna have Ted, and he's gonna return to the UK to coach a women's football team.
Mhm, it's gonna be women's.
Um,
Mhm.
yeah, so some of our favorites are coming back. Tony, you mentioned some of the character speculation.
Yep,
What's
like
going on?
Roy Kent,
Mhm.
Brett Goldstein, he's that actor that plays Roy, and then Keeley, Juno Temple are returning, so that's really cool, exciting stuff.
Obviously, like, Rebecca is returning Hannah
Yes.
Waddingham, she's so cute, and Jason how do you say his name? Sudeikis?
Sudeikis.
Sudeikis, okay, yeah.
Yeah, Jason, of
But
course, yeah,
who
yeah.
I think you found out there's some people who might not, or we don't know
Oh,
yet.
yeah, we don't know, there's no confirmed the guy that played Nate, right? Nick
Ew,
Mohammed?
I don't like him
Yeah.
anyway.
Ah, poor
But
Nate.
he's a good
Yeah.
bad guy till or
He plays a
whatever.
good bad guy, that's
Yeah.
true. Yep, yep. So we're excited. Cheese and I cannot wait to see the, next season comes out too. All right, Cheese.
Yeah, and if you like or loved this episode, more importantly, not liked, loved, you can like it, share it, and follow who's sitting at your table.
And you can find us on all our platforms for podcasting, Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, and Apple, of course, and the social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. So
Please.
we hope you guys have an amazing day. And if you liked this binging episode and or have comments about what we shared, we'd love to hear from you.
Yep.
All
Alright,
right,
what's
everybody.
that?
What's up, everybody? Bye
Bye.
bye. Till next time. Enjoy.